Welcome back to another episode. Training box done yesterday, looking pretty good. I have started putting a few birds in there just to test it. Like you've seen, all the split barless have been in there. Split barless went out yesterday for a bit of a fly scratch around. They're going to need a little bit of work, but that's fine. But this whole thing works pretty well. Let's go in here and have a little bit of a look. I spent the morning in here giving a bit of a clean, which is good, which is what we needed to do. Little latches here on the back, working pretty well, apart from if I go out one door and then try and come out that one that's locked, but when I come in this one, but just got to get into a routine. It's like amazing here, but I am pretty happy with it. At the moment we've got a few birds in here just because I was tidying up a bit. We've got all the young birds in here, plus I'm pretty sure these are cockbirds, a few cockbirds. So what I've done while I was cleaning, we've started separating the birds into birds, the original birds that we had flying, which are in this middle section. So gave it all a bit of a clean. I've just got to get into the perches, which is the next step. So we've got the birds in here that were flying. So these are all the ones we're going to start flying again. There is hens in there as well, which has been a bit noisy, but cockbirds seem to be pretty happy with it. The only reason they are together is because we're going to start later on today trap training all of these birds. We're going to run them all through the trap once. The barless splits are in there as well, so they have been through all the trapping process, so they're pretty familiar with it. The only thing we need to do is get the rest of them through there, and then we'll get all these guys up out for a fly this afternoon at some point. And then I've just separated these ones because these are the hens that haven't been out. Little Shock, she can go out, but she's just having a little bit of a break. I don't know what she's doing over there. She's crowing to a cockbird because she actually was in with these guys before, and she was just really enjoying herself. I think she was enjoying all the attention. The problem she has is I have to separate her because she can't fly very well. The cockbirds do give her a very hard time and think that she's interested when she's just trying to get away. So she's over here having a bit of a break on a perch by herself. She's really tired. You can see that she's just flopped out on that perch, enjoying the peace and quiet. So all these hens in here, except for one, which will be this Leo Herman's hen here that we got from Adam Archer. We need to breed from her. We need to cross her into some of my birds. The reason being is there is one cockbird in here somewhere. It's coming through that door because I've got to clean the top sections up. You have seen, maybe not actually, that I put these top rails in here, which stop the birds actually getting on top of this rail. I've just got to come through, give that a really good scrub. You can see there's a little bit of droppings on there. Give it a bit of a scrub with a warm, wet sponge or something, I think, just to loosen all the poo, because the poo just goes like concrete when it dries. So we need to get in that, loosen them up. So all the doors are like these ones, which are super smooth, makes it easier coming in and out of there. But the cockbird that we've got off that hen we was just talking about is this one here. Actually a really nice looking one. He's got some funny eyes, but they're very intense. But he has been in the top flyers for some time. Around the loft, he's always in like the top 4 or 5. And then when we've been tossing them too, he's always been in those top 1 or 2 coming home. So that leads me to believe that we probably should, wherever she went, there she is down there, and she's just relaxing, giving her a couple of rounds with one of these cockbirds that I've got free in here as well, which I'm not really sure. It might be one of these checkers, because we've got 2 from Leon Storm and 1 from Titan and Little Storm. Well, actually, there could be 3. No, there's 3, and then there's a blue bar. But we'll just have to sort through them. Our hen's taken a bit of a change. I thought this one was a hen. Now it's a cockbird. That's another one. And then this one as well, I thought was a hen and turned out to be a cockbird. Seems to be that everyone sort of just hit that maturity at different levels. We had some that were mature very quick, and then we had some that, like those few, that have come on really late. So there's actually a lot of cockbirds compared to hens. But at the moment, they're all going to be together because we're going to start flying them. thought I'd give this loft a good clean, and then what we can really do is start trap training them later on today, because the trap training process it's pretty time consuming. Picking the birds up, putting them in the box, getting them used to it, and then we'll bring them out. This is why I like this direction of this loft, because in the morning it gets the sun in these sections and the birds really enjoy it. See, they just come out here and sit in it and do really enjoy that sun. That's good for them. The only other thing I need to do, probably if I can get there today, is put in a little perch along here. Basically just like another piece of that timber, but in the opposite direction, so they can all sort of sit up there. They do enjoy it. We've had it in that small little loft over there. We had a similar perch along the window, and they just all sit up there and they all stand and look at everything. So that is something we will be doing, and then we will move on to these perches in the near future as well, which is so many jobs and the time is ticking out because I'm back to work tomorrow, so we can just do a few little jobs at a time. But most of the big jobs are done now. There is around about 35-ish birds in here, including the young birds and all the cock birds. So there's basically 3 groups. We've got the main group, which is the ones you've seen before, like Beefcake and all the rest of them that have been flying, all bale splits. They're going to be the first ones to go out. So we'll get them out because they're used to flying here. The second lot of young birds, or actually second lot of birds, sorry, which will be the young birds, which are most of the ones over there. They're going to start trap training at the same time, but they're not going to go out with these guys. And then the third lot is basically all the older birds that we brought, like this one, most of the reds, all the mealies, and a few of the, most of them are just reds, a variation of red. So they're all going to go out in a separate section. They're a little bit older, so I'm just going to go a bit slower with them, maybe let one out every time with these guys later in the day so they don't get too crazy. Because all these birds, every bird in this loft needs to fly, apart from you, sorry, you can't really fly, but you're still here. And then apart from that blue bar hen, she's going to go into the breeding program, so she's actually a stock bird, she's on a flyer. So what we'll do anyway is really just sort of give these guys the rest of the afternoon. I'll let them out later on this afternoon. I will film that. I'll make sure they are really hungry so that they do come back in pretty easily. It's going to take them a little while to get used to that loft. And I might even start trap training these ones today as well, just to see how they all go. I will separate all these birds as well, so in the next video you'll see that all the older birds in here, which are all the red ones, they will be in a section probably back over here. I only moved them in there when I was cleaning it, and I'll put all the old birds in here that we haven't let out, so there'll be some of those hens on the far side and then all these reds, and we'll just keep them separate, but we'll work on them, get them really fluent, because all these birds have got to fly, and as quickly as possible. I want them out. That's it. No more sitting in the perches. The loft is done, basically 95% done. Enough for them to fly, enough for them to get out, so they all need to get moving, because we might even look to start tossing again some of these older ones just to get them back on the wing, get a bit of a switch on before the weather gets too hot. The weather's going to really turn around soon, where it's going to get up to those 30-40 degree days. So what we need to do, get them out before then, get a little bit of their brain ticking again. Let's just get them reset, thinking, okay, this is where we live. We might get them back out to the end of the freeway, but Big Beefcake will go slow again. We might do just a couple of short tosses, because there's a few birds in here that haven't been out, like Beefcake, things like that. So there's something to look forward to. There's a lot going on, and a lot of babies about to fill this section. So I'm going to catch you guys all in the next video. Make sure you stay tuned. Things are getting pretty busy now. We're getting a lot of birds, and we really got to get them sorted. We've got to get them all flying, so that's the plan. See you in the next video.